Hello, everyone. This is Julie Kim, a graduate of USC and Harvard University, and this is actually going to be a YouTube video and also a podcast episode. So I'm really excited to just do more of a chit chat style for today's episode. So, as you can see from the title, I feel like there's a lot of anxiety and fear that surrounds the college admissions process for both the parents and for the student. There's a lot of pressure, and it's really boiling down to what if I don't get in? What if all my hard work goes to waste? What if everyone else gets in, but I don't? Or what if I really screw up my college admissions journey altogether and I'm left with nothing? And, these sound so dramatic, to be honest, but that's how humans are wired. We are trying to survive. So we try to think of the worst case scenario. Also, we don't want to get our hopes too high up because then you don't want to be disappointed. So we're at the both ends. For the parents, what I see is they say, oh, it doesn't matter where my kid goes. I just want him or her to be happy. And then we also have cases where they'll say, it's really important for my child to go into these colleges. And whatever they say, it also boils down to fear. What if it doesn't work out for my child? I don't want my child to be too disappointed. I don't want our family to be discouraged in this process. So it's not just a student thing, but definitely a family emotion as well. And now that I am a mom of a toddler, I can see how parents must feel in this process. And actually, another point that I get a lot is, what if I'm not giving the best opportunity for my child from the parents' perspective, right? And then from the student's perspective, it's what if I disappoint my parents? So, I mean, this is a very complicating relationship and the topic that we're dealing with here. So, let's go ahead and talk about it. I mean, when I was in high school, that fear was definitely there. So when I was in ninth grade, like my role models were like 10th and 11th grade, and I would see them get into all these good colleges. And it was like an inspiration for me that I wanted to get into these good colleges too. So, naturally I was like, I want to make sure that I also do well in this process. But the fear was definitely around, what if I do all of this and I get rejected? And I don't know if you guys know my story, but I was doing a lot of extracurricular activities that was not really something that I was passionate about. So I felt burnt out, stressed, like, who am I? Identity crisis. So the way that my college admissions process succeeded was because I was honest. I was honest in a sense that I told them, yeah, I did drop all of the clubs in my essays. Instead of saying I did everything and I can juggle everything, I told them I dropped them because it didn't align with my interest. And then I dabbed into education, which I'm still doing now, which is so amazing. So I just feel like, you know, that fear is definitely there because you are putting in a lot of time and money and energy into this process. So the support that I want to provide to you today is a mindset shift. I'm a huge supporter of mindset. I read a lot of mindset books because I dealt with a lot of anxiety and stress, and I was like always feeling like I wasn't good enough, all of that, imposter syndrome, you name it. So I dabbed into a lot of mindset books. I hired a lot of coaches. I spent tens and thousands of dollars on coaches because I wanted to improve myself, and it's worth it. I love my life. I love the company that we have here, the students we get to support. So anyway, here is how I want you to view this process. Having a goal is really important, and we want that goal to be a little bit scary, because if the goal is not really scary to you, or it's very easy to obtain, it's not really a goal, right? It's something you can just do. It's like, I could order my headphones on Amazon, kind of thing. I could order water on Amazon. It's because I'm on Amazon all the time. It's easy. So what happens when you set a really big goal is you start to rewire the way you think. You say, "Oh, okay, so if I really want to get into Duke, what do I need to do to get there?" But more importantly, it's, who do I need to become What version of myself do I need to show up as to get into Duke? So there's an identity shift, right? We work from a place of identity. Okay. So if you think you're good enough and smart enough, you'll show up that way. If you think you're not good enough and you're, not better than someone else, then you will show up that way. Like energy, you pick up on that from people. So then I like setting big goals for our students because you know why people don't set big goals? It's because they're scared. Oh, what if I fail? What if it doesn't work? And my question is, so what if it doesn't work? And another way that I position this in the context of college admissions is my students said, oh, yeah, I want to go to Yale. I want to go to Harvard. I want to go to Stanford. And she actually got rejected from Yale, but she got into Stanford. So, right? Another way of looking at it is you could try to aim for Stanford, but you end up not getting into Stanford. But because you did so well in the college admissions process, you get into Notre Dame. There's no loss there. So when we set big goals, we show up for this process differently. And also, we learn to be with fear. We learn to be with uncertainty. We learn to be with the fact that the outcome you cannot 100% control, but you're going to do whatever it takes to truly be the best version of yourself. So you have to get good grades. You have to study for SATs. You have to learn more about your academic interest. All of that starts to happen. But if your goal is very easy to obtain, you're not going to think, what do I need to get into that school? Or what do I need to do to get to that goal? So I like setting really big goals for myself because I see myself changing and molding into really the best version of myself, truly. And sometimes I hit the goal and sometimes I don't, but still I'm a different person. I'm an improved version of myself. And you know how people say, oh, you changed so much. And I'm like, why, you didn't? Change is amazing because we are molding into the best, highest version of ourselves. So I want you to think about it that way. And also, I know this sounds cliche, but where you go to college does not define your worth. We're all going to die. You're not going to be living with your college degree for the rest of your life. That should not make you not try. So doing all of this should be a way for you to see the best version of yourself, and the outcome becomes your dream college. It's like such a beautiful way to think about it, right? So that's going to be a huge mindset shift for you that I want to share it with you. And please tap into what you truly love to do, what excites you, not what the society expects you to do, because eventually you will feel a little bit of resentment along the way, right? I hope you enjoyed today's episode. This is going to go out on both YouTube and podcast, so I think all of our listeners or viewers are going to absolutely love it. And a couple of announcements. If you want to get started on the college admissions process, but you're not sure, like, are we ready yet? Is it too early? But you still want to learn all the right things. We have a self-paced online course version of our college counseling program. And we'll put the link in the description and in the show notes so you can check it out. It's only $4.97 and you get the course for lifetime. You get to dab into it at your own time. It's really nice. All the lessons and videos pertaining to the Ivy League and top tier college admissions process is there. All of my best practices are in there. So I hope you guys enroll in it and get started as soon as possible. And yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap up today's episode. Thank you all for watching and listening. And I'll be back here with another one very soon. Bye.